Radhe Krishna friends, today I'm here to show you an interesting recipe. It is orange rasam and it is very seasonal and especially when there is a nip in the air and it is the season of oranges, it is very nice to make this. You can make it to just sip the rasam or you can make it as a combination with rice. For this, let us see how to make this and what are the ingredients. For the rasam powder, what I have done is I have taken about 10 curry leaves. In this particular spoon, I have taken 2 spoons of coriander seeds, 1 spoon of cumin seeds, 1 spoon of pepper, and I have taken 3 bad ghee red chilies. For garnishing and seasoning, I have again half a strand of curry leaves, a couple of tips of bad ghee red chilies, coriander and freshly grated coconut. And I've also taken a bit of jaggery and a bit of ginger and half a lemon to balance out the flavor. And I have about de-seeded oranges. I've taken 3 oranges and I'm going to extract the juice out of these oranges. About 1/4 cup of tur and moong combination I have boiled and I have kept it here, which I'm also going to blend and make it into a very thin liquid. So these are the things that you need, and of course you need salt to taste and ghee for the tadka. Let us see how to make this now. So now what I have done is I have taken all the rasam powder ingredients and I'm going to dry roast them. As you can see, coriander, cumin, pepper, curry leaves and bad ghee red chilies, and I'm going to start to roast them for about 10 to 15 seconds until all the flavors of these ingredients come out and curry leaves is dry and crispy. So this is done. I'm going to turn it off and just leave it in the same pan for some more roasting because there is still heat in the pan. So I'm just going to leave it there until it cools down before I powder them. When the rasam ingredients are cooling down, I'm going to extract the orange juice. And you have to take out all the seeds. I had already de-seeded the orange, but there are sometimes very tiny seeds, so you'll have to remove them later. So I'm just extracting. No rocket science to this. It's just a simple extraction of orange juice. And if you like pulp, you can also just squeeze it a little harder and then extract the pulp as well. And you need ripe oranges, friends, otherwise the rasam is going to be very sour. So make sure that you're taking nice and ripe oranges that are sweet to taste. Oh. This is also because of lemon and orange and all the citric acid in these citric fruits. It is rich in vitamin C, and you can you can protect yourself from all the cold and cough that is running in this season. So make sure that you are making this to Krishna and having it on a Sunday afternoon along with family and friends. So the extraction process is now complete. Let's go to the blending process. I have transferred everything, all the rasam ingredients. Now I'm going to add a bit of rock salt and then I'm going to blend this in a mixer. After the rasam powder is blended nicely, I have extracted that here. As you can see, it is a coarse powder, rasam powder, and now I'm going to blend and give this tur dal and moong dal mix a couple of pulses. For that I'm just going to add a very little amount of water because, as I said, this rasam, we always want a seamless texture to this rasam, and having dal in the coarse form doesn't give you that texture. So I'm just going to give it a couple of pulses. Hi friends, because this is orange pulp, we also want to extract a bit of orange zest. So what I have done is, after squeezing the orange juice, I have extracted all the pulp out like this, and I have saved a nice ripe orange zest, orange skin. So I'm just going to chop this. You don't need a lot of this, but you need a little bit of this because this is what is going to give you that extra texture to the rasam as well as flavor to the rasam. So what I'm doing is I'm just making tiny strands, and I'm also going to chop this again because it's just going to add that extra oomph to the rasam. So you just need a little bit of this like this. So this is a necessary step. Do not add too much of zest. You can also grate the zest, but if you grate, the kind of the pungent taste of the zest is going to come into the rasam, which is what I'm trying to avoid by just chopping them. And to this I'm adding just a small pinch of ginger as well. So let us see how to process all of these ingredients that we have been preparing so far. I've set my rasam vessel on the stove. To this I'm just adding a pinch of hing, and then I'm going to add all the lemon zest that I just extracted. As you can see, I've just added all the lemon zest, and I'm going to saute this in ghee and asafoetida hing for a couple of minutes. So friends, I've been sauteing the lemon zest for a couple of minutes. To this I'm going to add a little bit of rasam powder because rasam powder kind of oozes its fragrance when you kind of sauteing it in oil. So I'm just adding that, and then to that I'm going to add the blend tur dal mix. I'm adding tur dal mix and almost about 2 full cups of water. So let us give it a nice stir, and then to this I'm adding the rest of the rasam powder that I had powdered. So all of the rasam powder kind of goes into this, and let us give it a nice mix. Now friends, we are not adding lemon juice at this point. This particular rasam has to boil nicely, and it has to have a seamless texture. For that, the trick is you have to actually boil this in a very low to low flame for about 10 minutes. 7 to 10 minutes it's going to take. So that is when the dal kind of combines itself with all the spices that you have added in the rasam powder, and it's going to have a nice texture. If you raise the flame to too high, the dal and the rasam powder is kind of going to disintegrate, and you're going to have dal at the bottom of the vessel and just water on the top of it. So please make sure that you're actually boiling this in a low flame, very low to low flame for about 10 minutes. So we're going to come back. Hi friends, as you can see, the rasam has been boiling for almost about 10 minutes, and you can also see the floating orange zest. So to this I'm going to add coriander and freshly grated coconut. I always add coconut and coriander and give it one rolling boil every time I'm making rasam to which I'm adding these two ingredients, because it's going to coriander is going to leave its flavor into the rasam, and coconut is going to give its sweetness and oily flavor into the rasam. So which is why I always add it and give it one rolling boil. Doesn't need too much. So now the rasam is done. I'm going to turn off the stove. Hi friends, I'm now adding a nice seasoning of cumin, mustard, curry leaves, baggy chilies, and ghee and hing. So now this is done. Different people have different theories about orange rasam, but my theory is this. So after the seasoning is done, between turning off the stove and seasoning, the rasam would have cooled down a little. So there is no need to wait for it to cool down completely. So I'm just adding the squeezed orange juice and I'm going to squeeze about half a lemon into the rasam. So now the rasam is ready to, now the rasam is complete, but we have to allow this to cool down a little bit more before we offer it to Krishna. We don't offer piping hot food to Krishna, because he is Sakshat Krishna who has come into your house. So you can combine this with rice. You can just offer it as a soup to Krishna and partake in the prasadam. Along with the tulsi dalam, you have to offer it to Krishna and partake in the prasadam with friends and family. Sarvam Shri Krishna Arpanam. Radhe Krishna.